Hello from the sidelines of the New York Stock Exchange. I'm here at the IPO Summit. My name is Jarrett Banks, Editor-at-Large for IPO Edge. Joining me is Jeff Bray, the CEO of Semperis. Jeff, welcome to the program.
Thanks, Jared. Great to see you.
Let's start off. Tell us a little bit about Semperis.
Yeah, it's an exciting company. We're a 10-year-old company based in Hoboken, New Jersey, with about 400 employees. We have solutions in the cybersecurity space. Very fast growing. For the last 4 years, we've been on the Deloitte Fast 500 list of high growth companies and have been generally acknowledged as one of the fastest growing cybersecurity companies in the world. We provide solutions that help protect the identity solutions within the enterprise.
All right, very important topic indeed. Now, you recently joined Semperis. You have a lot of experience at other cybersecurity companies. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Sure. Before I started in cybersecurity, I actually spent quite a bit of time as a public market investor, so I got to invest in a lot of cybersecurity companies. But for the last 10 years or so, I've been leading finance teams at a few different companies, including two that were public, one Imprivata and another Rapid7. So I have 24 quarters of experience with public companies. In addition, I led over $1 billion in capital markets transactions and led the work on a number of different acquisitions that those companies have done as well, but have operated in a bunch of different spheres within cybersecurity.
Okay, impressive. What excites you most about joining Semperis?
You know, it's a great question. There are two things that I really like about Semperis. The first is the product is great. We're solving a problem that is a huge pain point for a number of enterprises. The second is the people. It's great. They're great people there. And while internally we have great people, one of the things that we like to point to is we also have some really incredible strategic advisors. General David Petraeus, the former head of the CIA, Chris Ingalls, who is a former leader of the National Cybersecurity Team, and Malcolm Turnbull, who is a former Prime Minister of Australia, are all on our strategic advisory board. But on top of that, we're solving, again, a very serious pain point for enterprises, and we do it with a product that's very, very effective, and that's why customers are working with us today.
Some heavy hitters there.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about the types of customers that you have?
Yeah, we're a very global company, but we focus mainly on large enterprises, and we have the leaders across a number of different industries, from airline to healthcare providers, the largest coffee shops in the world, retail stores, and on and on. We pretty much cover every large enterprise.
All right, great. Now, we've seen a lot of cuts among cybersecurity and technology companies of late. What do you attribute Semperis' growth to?
Yeah, it's a great question. The technology market has been very interesting, to say the least, for the last few years. But overall, cybersecurity spending has been pretty durable. And the reason is that the threats have not been decreasing, they've been increasing. And the risks that people are facing with each breach are going up and up. So we've seen pretty stable spending overall. For Semperis, we solve one of the most critical problems that a company faces when they've been breached. If your identity infrastructure has been compromised, then a hacker can move around within your environment, and it's very difficult to see them and stop them. The first thing that we do is make sure that you can stop that, clean it up, and restore it to a secure environment. And so when a company is in that situation, one of the very first things they want to do is restore that, and we help them do that quickly. In addition, we also step forward and say, hey, let's try to prevent those attacks before they happen by, number one, monitoring what's going on in the environment, but number two, also helping prevent vulnerabilities that make it easier for people to get in. And people understand that we have this holistic view of the identity infrastructure because we're specialists in what's called Microsoft Active Directory, which is the most common identity infrastructure in enterprises.
All right, what's the biggest threat facing public and private sector companies in your mind?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to point to ransomware as the number one threat today. I think we're starting to become numb to it because every week you hear about another attack, whether it's a hospital or a school system or some of the largest enterprises in the world. No one is immune from ransomware today. And the sophistication of the hackers is increasing every year. And so it's getting harder and harder to stop them, but the cost of the attacks are also escalating as well. So that's pretty much the thing that's on the top of everybody's mind in cybersecurity today.
Do you think corporations are making a big enough deal about the importance of cybersecurity at the board level?
It's a great question. I think they are much more today than they were, say, 2 or 5 years ago. And the reality is most boards, their responsibility is risk management, one of their primary responsibilities. This is one of the biggest risks that they're seeing today. And so they're seeing more and more of it. And then you layer on fact that you have new SEC disclosure rules. So the board is really, really thinking about this all the time. The challenge is not many directors have cybersecurity experience, so they don't necessarily know what are the things that you should be doing as an enterprise to improve your risk profile. So, and that's not just at the board level, by the way. There's a huge shortage of cybersecurity professionals everywhere, but that means that people just have to be smarter. You can't just go and hire more people to help solve these problems. The good news is, I think, from a cybersecurity industry perspective, we think we've been underinvested in. When the board is hearing about these issues, not only every quarter, but probably monthly in between, it loosens that budget up a little bit. So that's the good news for us.
Okay, great. Final question, what's ahead for Semperis in 2024?
Really, hopefully more of the same. We've had very strong growth over the last 5 years, and we think we're set up for another great year. We've been continuing to grow our talent and prepare ourselves to scale to, a company that hopefully someday could go public. But we also have a lot of great new product in the pipeline as well to help provide more solutions to our customers to help them be more secure.
All right, we'll leave it there. My thanks to Jeff Bray, the CFO of Semperis. I'm Jarrett Banks, signing off from the sidelines of the New York Stock Exchange.